It's Sue Greenwald here with Awakened Stories, and I'm lucky enough to be here today with King Smarty. Hey, Smarty, how are you?
Yeah, you're not lucky, and I'm fantastic.
I am lucky. I'm so grateful for it. So,
What's
yay,
up?
yay. Well, it's been busy, as you know. So we talked about 6 days ago. We did a really quick update. And prior to that, it was 6 weeks. So I had a lot of questions saved, but honestly, a lot of them are not pertinent anymore. We've already gotten the answers as time has unfolded. Anything new on your end that you wanted to report first?
Besides today being a big day for massive changes on Earth, um, that's about it. We're going to we're going. It's easier. How you say? You know how they say it's easier said than done or whatever.
Yeah.
In this case, we're going to just show you, and we're not going to talk about it.
All right. All right.
So that's one of the reasons for the break for us not doing the videos because Dad is showing everybody.
All right.
I told everybody in December, January, blah blah blah, what was going to happen, and y'all seeing it happen. The best part of it all is that we come to a point where they didn't believe nothing that I said. They don't believe that I'm in control of all of these spacecrafts everywhere, and they're having to come to terms with it because you don't see them slowing down or stopping.
Right.
Now,
Right.
do you?
Right. In fact, we're seeing them more and more and more frequently. Everyone is seeing them, which is what we want.
That's exactly what we want. I mean, I want them to be like, "Pal, how you like me now? Let's let's get the show on the road. Who wants to act up?" And then we vaporize them in front of
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like that movie Aliens back in the day, the cartoon where they all landed and then they just started vaporizing everybody, right? But but in this case, we're going to vaporize the dark ones because it's about that time that we fix this place and turn the world right side up.
Right.
What y'all say? What y'all think
Right.
about that?
Agreed. I think we all agree. Basically, I've been talking with John Jr. every Tuesday for the most part. And we're talking about awareness is the first step. We need to build awareness of what's going on out there, which we've been trying to do. I think we've done a good job. Everyone's trying to do it. There's some people that will just not listen. But then the second step really is kind of in the ball is in your court, I feel like. We don't, the average citizen doesn't get to do what you do. So we're
Not at
just
all.
watching and learning,
That's
right?
one of the reasons why I'm censored the way that I am because the
Yeah,
ball is in my court and they don't want you to know what it is.
yeah,
This crazy guy down in Destin, Florida, talking all this shit.
yeah, yeah.
But he's got unusual abilities, is what they say, right, B? He's got some unusual abilities,
Yeah,
but we just don't believe him quite just yet.
yeah. After all the stuff that you've shown them the past few years, right? Yeah.
Who's performing like us? When I say us, I mean me, B, and all of the Jedi's that I taught. Whose equipment or whose free holograms are performing like mine? Whose accuracy is like mine? Crickets.
I love it. I love it. All right. I think it was this morning you put out a Benjamin Fulford report, and he said something about Antarctica in it. And I was wondering if you could explain what happened down there.
Well, for a long time they've been attempting to do all types of stuff coming from Antarctica.
Yeah.
One of the first things that we took care of a while back, if you remember, was the giants that they took out of stasis. Now they had some bigger, gigantic beings that we sent the four kings after. Remember the one king that JP um, told us about in one of his
Yeah.
reports that the king woke up and then they looked back and the king was gone. Okay, well that's one of four. Four. So after that, after the big creatures were released, the four kings went and handled that. And
Okay.
all of the four kings themselves are underneath me too.
All right.
Uh, and I understand why it's hard for people to believe because I'm just some what? What am I? Do you even know? Right? But anyway, that was the case because Antarctica is where the Rothschilds and all the different cabal groups, reptilian half breeds, established their home base. And it's not only Antarctica; it's all the other districts that are surrounding ours. Our district to them is like a literal chicken coop, chicken pen, or whatever you call it, right?
Mhm.
That's literally what we are to them.
Right.
So a lot of the stuff comes from over there, and then they send their minions to do the stuff here.
Right.
With that being said, all of the different groups that are coming together are all under my command, whether they believe it or not, doesn't matter, because this will become evident as well. Again, we are not backing down. The sightings will not stop, and I reinforce them every day. They are afraid. They are afraid of multiple things: losing control, losing their lives, etc., etc., etc. This is what's happening. It's definitely happening, and there's no sight of it stopping, which is the good part, which is what we all want. Um, right now, they're attacking our friends, our families, those close to us, turning on us, shit like that, and it's like, okay, well, like Daddy didn't know this was going to happen in the first place, right?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people have been contacted me that their family members are really getting aggressive with them.
Yeah, well, it's happening here too.
Yeah.
So I don't care. It's like, okay, do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of creatures were these giant creatures down there? Were they like from Earth? Were they from outer space? Like, can
They
you?
they were like they were like a reptilian type of hybrid. Um, it was just like one of those Igor type beings, from the movies back in the day, like
Oh,
Frankenstein type thing,
yeah.
something like that. But at the end of the day, it really didn't matter. It's already dealt with. A
Okay.
lot of the stuff that you hear about and read about, some of it is bullshit, and then there is some of it that is actually true, which Daddy don't allow to happen because he sends us in to
Right.
eliminate things.
Right.
So that's why things haven't really happened or spilled over into the public because it's not time for it. What is happening is things are being revealed, beings are being seen, the veil is dropping and the consciousness is lifting. So it's kind of like happening like this, right? If you would. And
Yeah.
then everybody's consciousness is raising at the same time. So then we're able to do more. I told y'all that. I told y'all that this was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's literally what's happening. Literally. The more and more we talk about these things, the more and more we clean up, the more evidence that all of the stuff that I told y'all is true and is happening.
Super exciting. Super
It,
exciting.
it is very exciting.
Well, of course, I always get a lot of one questions, which I don't answer. But one question I got was when we get our new bodies through the crystalline chambers, we're going to have super abilities, like supernatural abilities, like beyond, above and beyond what we have now. Um, are there going to be rules? Like, will we inherently know what's right and what's wrong, or will we have rules or laws? Because, like, what's to stop us from teleporting into, I don't know, a bank vault or something and grabbing money or, doing a crime? I guess is the
Uh,
question.
well, there'll be rules, yes, and there'll also be mechanisms in place where you won't be able to do such things.
Yeah, okay.
It's like okay, we gave you all these abilities. Now here's what you can't do because Dad won't let you.
Right.
So you can attempt to teleport into a bank, but you better own that fucking bank.
Ooh, well, it was just an example, but will
But let me say one more thing. At that point, why would you need a bank if you have all these abilities?
yeah, yeah. And we're gonna have more money then, so like, that is just an example, but I guess the question was like, how will we be governed? Like, will we have laws, rules? Will we have,
Well, I get where you're going with it. The answer is because the energy and vibrations are so high, and all of us are coming in tune with what Dad wants, and we just won't think that way anymore.
yeah,
So there won't be nefarious things or stupid shit like that happening because there's no need for it. There won't be a need for it,
right,
and people won't think about doing harm. Remember how I keep saying the Help Somebody Today campaigns, and how we're going to continue to do that.
yeah,
That's going to become so normal and such a thing that if you don't help somebody today, you're going to feel like shit. So if you think about doing something like, something harmful to others,
right, right.
and then you're just liable to get evaporated. So
Well, I've got to assume too, when we get the new bodies, we're going to have the increased consciousness and the memories, and we're going to know our mission. We're not going to be fooling around doing stupid stuff for the most part.
yeah, crying about things you have no control of. Yeah,
Are you looking at me?
no, that's for everybody who's going to watch this and is watching it now.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So we'll be more inclined to be peaceful and do the right thing anyway, but there will be some like controls there. All right.
Well, yes, and at the same time, not everybody's going to have the abilities those of us have right away.
Right.
Um, and there's a reason for that. It's kind of like us now. Like look around, you don't see a bunch of Jedi's, you don't see a bunch of me's, a bunch of you, a bunch of be's, because we were tasked to do this. This is our job, our mission. So not everybody's going to have those abilities right away. Some actually have to be taught it. They have to be taught all this stuff.
Yeah.
Where people like us, who's already been in the know, will happen automatically. Boom, we know everything. Here's what we can do. Here's what we're not going to do because we all have a connection with Dad. Some
Right.
just know it. Some know it more than others, right? So what are you going to do when you think about something and Dad says, "Don't do that"? Okay, my bad, Daddy.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. I just thought it was a good question though. All right, this is a confusing way to ask it, but timelines, okay? We have one what we'll call base, or we'll call it the normal timeline. And then we have lots of other timelines. So are we on every other little timeline as well as the base timeline?
I would say yes to that. And that's one of the reasons why I continue to reinforce Daddy's perfect timeline.
Right,
Because here's the reason we have multiple different timelines. Because people make different decisions each day. And when something is true, anybody could do something so that doesn't happen or that isn't going to happen because
right,
you did this or you did that. So there's consequences when you're not doing Daddy's way, and that alters your timeline and those around you. So that's why the answer is yes. Um, which is another reason why every day I reinforce Daddy's perfect timeline, so that as many of us as possible do what Daddy wants us to do, so that we can finish our missions here, clean everything up, everybody's living in abundance, and then we can move on to the outer realms, out of a universe, if you would.
right.
So yes,
That is a really good way you just said it. So when we stray from Daddy's timeline, so let's say Daddy says, don't do this, and we're stubborn and we do it anyway. That's going to cause us to go off. Of course, we don't have as easy of a time, but that
right.
affects the people around us as well. And that creates like a little splinter to the timeline. Is that the way you kind of said it?
That's literally the way it happens. However, I also tell you guys that you can do things the easy way or you can do things the hard way. Now, following daddy's directives is the easy way. Not following his directives is the hard way. And at the end of the day, you may lead, or the event that was going to happen for you will still happen. However, you kicked your ass all the way to that event.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you a perfect example for those of you that read the Bible, because not all of us did, including myself. I didn't have to. Jonah and the whale. Daddy told Jonah what to do. He kept telling him what to do. He kept telling them what to do. Jonah didn't want to do it. So what happened to Jonah? Jonah was trying to hide from everything Daddy was telling him to do. He went over there, he went over there, he went over there, he went over there, until he ended up in the whale, right? And then he's sitting there in the whale and he says, "Okay, Daddy, forgive me. I'm going to go do what you want me to do." And then the
Yeah.
whale spit him out. "Okay, go do what you got to do." Right? So
Yep.
it all ended up happening, but look how long it took him to achieve,
Yeah.
and all of the ass whoopings he took to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why the timelines split. That's why, I do my best to follow Daddy's perfect timeline or perfect way, or do what I'm told. Because if not, then I can alter things and I can slow things down for people, and that I don't want to do that at all. So, despite how people around me feel about certain things, I have to do it because of what's at stake. And a lot of people don't understand that part. Even the fact that, even the fact me coming out here talking all this crazy stuff, I have to do it. Do I really want to? No, sometimes I don't. However, after I did it, after I come out and start saying these things, you start to see the fruits of it. And then it's like, oh shit, he's for real. This shit is really happening the way he said it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
um, it's daddy's very real, and a lot of people they 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 know somewhat, they feel like daddy's real, but then when push comes to shove, they stray because it's like, this is too hard, or this can't be real, or the dark ones come in and try to alter your timeline by making you do things that is going against daddy's will. So that's what messes things up too.
Well, that was my next comment is because the dark ones have been here so long and they've manipulated us and forced us to do X, Y, or Z. That's what's caused all these crazy splinters, this big snarl of stuff. And I know you've said that you've been condensing things down to one main timeline. So by that, I'm assuming you mean you're getting all the, like taking the bad guys away and, you know, we're all going to be doing the right thing, the which should be going smoothly.
Right. That's exactly what's happening.
Wow.
A couple years back, we saw the universe, and here and everything in between, and then we compacted, and then we streamlined it. So now all we gotta do is stay within that perimeter, and can continue to do what we do, and hope everybody, and I don't like to use the word hope, but I hope people will get on board and follow so that we can do things a lot quicker.
Yeah.
That being said, it's still going to happen. What we're doing is still going to happen because of where it's coming from. So people are slowing down things for us as well, and they're slowing things down for themselves and everybody around them. It is what it is. We can't, I know this. So I'm not gonna bitch and complain about it because I know it. I know that this is the case. I know that this happens. And I know that, when you're doing something that is against daddy's will, you start to experience discomfort. You start to get headaches. You start to feel like you got high blood pressure. Those are signs telling you don't do that.
Yeah.
People don't people don't they don't feel the signs. They don't feel like Don't you realize something's wrong? How about you rewind and humble yourself and see what's really happening?
Well, our body is really a finely tuned antenna, and we can feel the feelings of discomfort or like flow. But the thing is, we've been trained out of that. We're so busy with work and our cell phones and the video games and the TV.
Right,
It's distraction, and so we don't feel when something's good or bad for us. We just intellectualize everything. I think.
right, right. And the dark ones are so experienced and so good at
Yeah,
making it feel right, and it's not.
yeah, yeah.
Then you find yourself in a pickle because you made decisions you should have not made,
Right.
and then that's why we call you Jonah now.
Yeah. Well, you see all this crazy stuff in the movies, right? People doing bad things, getting away with it. They're glorified. They're glorified in the news, whatever it might be. So a lot of people think that kind of behavior is normal or acceptable. And we've really gotten off track with that, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. It's very true. Even like the holidays. People don't understand that they were pagan rituals. They don't understand that they're satanic rituals, and yet they still love doing it.
Yeah.
What? Anything that goes against daddy, which is life, is not daddy, right? If you're going against, Halloween, all you see is skulls and everybody carving skeletons and shit like that. That's not pro-life.
I've always wondered about a parent that lets their kids wear skull t-shirts and stuff to school. You know what I mean? Like, why would you have your kid walk around in a skull?
Not only that, why would you let them drink liquid death drinks
Yeah. Or
or drinks, yeah, or Monster that say six
monster.
six six 666 on it, right?
Yeah.
It's retarded.
Yeah. Okay. We already know that.
Anyway, how about them UFOs? The Great
Yeah.
Awakening, no, the
Yeah.
Great Intimidation is here, and you can't
Yeah.
stop it. And I warned y'all. I warned y'all, didn't I? I warned them, didn't I?
You did. You did.
Okay,
Awesome. Yeah. And like I said, it's getting more and more prevalent, very visible. The video is like super clear for the most part anymore. It's good.
that's true.
Um, you had put roughly 6 weeks ago a post out about the Mayans are coming back. And that intrigued me. Like, what does that mean?
That means that they're coming back and they're going to teach everybody what they learned throughout their journeys, because they were once here, they left, they traveled the universe, and they're coming back to teach people. That's all that means.
Cool.
Nothing
Cool.
special.
All right.
I mean,
Super
Jesus
cool.
Jesus is coming back. So no, like B says, you're already here.
That's good. That's good.
The commander in chief, no, the supreme commander.
Right. Right. Okay. So when these Mayans come to teach us stuff, how will it be done? Will we have classrooms, like videos and TV? Will we go up on their ship and talk or?
It's going to be just like us, because you got to understand that it's not just the Mayans; it's all of us.
Right. Right.
Different groups, different species. That's why you're seeing different crafts, and they're all under my control because they all know who the boss is.
Awesome.
None of
Awesome.
them have the abilities that I have. So they know who the boss is. They know who to play with and who not to. Um, and everybody is going to get together. All the different groups are going to get together and intermingle with all the stuff we got going on. We got the movement happening. We're going to take over the schools. We're going to take over the banks. We're going to take over everything. So as these things continue to change, you're going to be exposed to more and more truth, more and more galactic commerce, more and more galactic education, more and more galactic technology. All of it. All the stuff that the reptilian cabal, whatever group you want to call yourselves, was hiding from us. Everything they tried to hide, you're now going to get thrown up on because you're going to know it all, and some of y'all might have to come back in the chamber because you just fried your fucking brain. Oh, he's all right. Put him in the fucking chamber.
That's great. That's great.
No, we won't even be able to do that. We'll have to put you in one of those med beds first. The chambers you have to willingly go into it. We can't just put you in it.
Yeah. That's funny. You had put out a video either yesterday or the day before. An ET had been, basically hunted and cornered by, I guess, the reptilians. And we'd seen video to that effect a few years ago where they were, killing them.
No, that was a juvenile ET that was brought in by certain groups like reptilians, and they were put into that area and hunted
Yeah.
like a game, kind of
Yeah.
like what the what the Royals did for they had those little hunting seasons things.
Yeah.
Anyway, Daddy didn't like that, so he had us round all them up and send everybody involved to where that ET was from and had them do rituals on those.
Ooh. All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was that a malevolent or a benevolent creature?
It was a juvenile benevolent creature, yes.
I assume so. Yeah. Yeah.
So right away looking at that, you wouldn't know that,
Right.
right? All you would see was like, oh shit, an alien. The good guys just killed him, which
Yeah.
wasn't the case at all.
Right.
But
Right.
again, who's telling you guys this, or nobody knows this stuff because you're just not daddy. You just don't have the connections that we do.
Right. Now, will that ET be brought back? Like, I'm assuming he's dead now.
That's a good question. I got it. Daddy said yes. So it's different out there in the universe because we already have the technology that we're getting ready to unleash here.
All right.
There's spawning devices everywhere. A spawning, we call them spawning in video games because when you're running around as a soldier in a video game and you die, then you respawn, meaning you come back to life and you start the mission all over again. So there's chambers that act as spawning devices. So when you die, you go into it, you come right back out. That's literally how the good guys have been winning this recent battle because we've been respawning over and over and over and over and over. And we took their spawning abilities from them.
Oh, awesome. So,
Ooh, ooh, you just learned something new now, didn't you? But I talked about it before, but now
that's great. So, let me ask this. So when you say the good guys, all right, so there's some missions going on all over. Somebody dies, they get to come back and carry on the mission, the good guys. What about the Jedis that are sleeping at night and they get in trouble doing whatever? Are they revived that way and brought back?
yeah, most of them do.
All right.
Most of them do. The ones that don't come back is because they were warned over and over again, and they just don't wake up.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And what about the Jedis that wake up and they've got cuts, bruises, marks, blood, whatever, like from a battle?
yeah, that's the same thing.
So does that mean the device, like they popped back into the body before the device was done?
No, it just means you got evidence of your ass working.
Okay, okay. All right. So
The galactic gangster.
that's funny. That is funny. Um, about 2 months ago, you said something about dying as you're in your sleep is not what you think. And you had then provided a video showing a camera at two different angles. And basically, it was a dark spirit that climbed onto a being and was feeding off them.
Yeah,
So I guess I'm just trying to understand this more. Many of us, before we thought we were immortal, were hoping to die in our sleep, right? We want a pain-free, easy death. And now we're finding out that our family and our loved ones and our friends that have died in their sleep have been sucked dry, basically.
basically.
Wow.
Matter of fact, you know what it's like to get hit because you were hit standing around me. You
Yeah.
see how B gets hit, right? So something similar happens to them in their sleep where they don't recover from.
Oh,
Do you understand now?
yeah.
Kind of like that directed energy wave that hit you while we had the last video.
Yeah.
So if you're laying in bed and you're unaware of these type of things happening, which you know 70% of the people on Earth or 90 shit, don't know that this shit is happening. That's what it is. They're literally being attacked energetically and they're being taken out by different forces.
That really is quite upsetting to hear. Well,
And then since the hospital and all that's involved, right? First thing they say is, "Oh, natural death," which they don't really fucking care because they getting ready to cash in that bonds.
yeah.
Shit, they might have even sent them.
And so we've got an old, we've got these rehab centers, we've got hospitals, we've got the old people homes filled with hopeless, helpless people that are being attacked all the time.
That are being lied to and attacked. Yes, we just had an experience. One of our buddies gets called in because their blood work was supposedly messed up. Meanwhile, before he went in, we had him drinking soursop, cranberry, all these different things. He starts feeling great. They call him and say, "You got to come in right away." Next thing you know, he's got hooked up and he's doing on dialysis, and they turn him into a cyborg. And then he calls me today, admitting to me that he knows he fucked up and they tricked him. And I told him, well, as long the hard part is admitting that you fucked up. Now we're gonna fix it all, and they're going to pay for that. Not only that, we're going to win the lawsuit because we're enforcing it. Boom.
Ooh, good one. Good one.
So there's always a mission involved when we're involved. Always. And it's to eliminate these motherfuckers that are doing this shit to us, to y'all.
So you're saying that the hospitals and the nursing homes and all of that, they know about this.
Yes, they have a list. They have a list of people after seeing them over and over again. This person right here, I think we can get this person to come in and follow all this stuff so that we can book an appointment in that, and then the following week we can get that paycheck from that appointment we just set. So all of this is going to be evident, and now he gets to sue because daddy says so.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. But what about all the other people that, their family members have been affected?
They're all going to be able to sue, yes.
Okay.
And then after we sue and take them for all their money, those that want to come back will come back.
Awesome. Awesome news.
Daddy's awesome. That's all I got to say.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you told me this a couple months ago, and I was like, well, I wasn't happy. Let's put it that way. So I've been kind of like pissing and moaning in my head all this time, you know. But good
Yeah,
news.
well, I mean, that's another thing where I say, people don't understand certain things.
Yeah. Yeah.
People get upset about certain things when you have to realize our job is to expose them. Like I've been telling y'all, we
Right.
have to expose them everything before we can eliminate them.
Right. Right.
That's what we just did with that case. Now that case is going to help everybody involved because of what we just did.
Right.
So you see, that's why we have to do these little things.
Yeah. Yeah. So now what happens when someone dies, basically the cabal cashes in the bond that we is created from our birth certificate, certificate and our social security number. All right,
Mhm.
so most of us watching this have that identification. What's going to happen in the future? Like, do we need to worry about that? Like, we're used to always having to present ID with everything. Well, what I want to make sure is that nobody's getting the funds from my bond, you know?
Yeah, no, that's all, it's already been shut down. What's happening is we are letting certain things take place to collect more evidence to evaporate more. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Yeah. So they have to reveal themselves before you can scoop them up.
Yeah, and they're doing it now publicly if you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
So the more and more we do our part, the more and more you get the truth about the matter coming out, and the more and more we get to, totally end it. And this is why we know that certain things like Israel is over because of what we're doing. Um, it's all being exposed. The people have to see how sick and how terrible these individuals really are. They don't care about nothing, and they will eat your ass, literally. Right? So, that being said, all of it has to be exposed, and y'all have to realize that this is the case. It has to be exposed. So don't get angry. Just know that Daddy is taking care of it. As difficult as it is, and I know it's difficult because even myself, it's difficult for me. Like I don't want to see the shit no more. It's
Right.
hard stuff to have to see, and
Right.
especially when you're a loving parent, and then you have to see what they're doing to the children over there, starvation, bombing, eating, and all that shit, right? Um, that being said, you have to treat it all with love and light. Act, just heavy love and light blankets on everybody involved. If you have to cry, go ahead and cry, but then get back to work. Send heavy love and light blankets because that's the way we are finishing them.
Right.
Period. And there are bounties out for these individuals, just like I've been saying. And you remember a while back, I told you guys that the assassins were after them, and they are. It's happening. I told you guys that before anybody reported it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who's the one ordering them? Eventually they'll get it. Eventually they'll get it. But right now it's like he can't possibly be fucking ordering this shit. Like he's just some crazy man talking all this shit. Okay. We'll see about that. So anyway, continue to share, share thoughts, love and light, see it done, see them finished, seeing the earth and all you guys being free, financially free, free of everything, even including bills, free of all the bullshit, right? And it will be.
Right.
We are walking into that, if you haven't noticed.
Wow. So exciting. So
Thank you, Daddy. That's all I gotta say.
daddy.
Okay. Well, I gotta
Yeah.
say a lot, but that's what I'm saying right now. Thank you, Daddy. I
That's so
was in the middle of Crab Island with Florida saying, "Thank you, Daddy."
That's so fun. That's so fun.
Yep.
Even if I find a penny on the ground, I say thank you, Daddy, and then I laugh like hell.
Right, right, right.
It's fun, but doesn't it uplift you, right?
Yeah. Well, me, myself, and I like to thank him even before I pick up my phone in the morning.
Yeah.
Because when I pick up my phone, I got messages from everywhere, all around
Yeah,
the
of
world.
course. Yeah.
Um, but the first thing I like to do is say, "Thank you, Daddy," and then finally get up and grab my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the hardest lessons is still a lesson, right? Even the wonderful blessings is also a lesson. And I find like me personally, I find that the more I humble myself, the more blessings come in. That's why I said what I said earlier in the chat.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that carrot effect. You want things to happen, well, you just have to humble yourself and let it come to you.
Right. Right.
Pushing it, trying to force things is definitely not the way, because when you force something, it goes away from you.
Right. Right.
So everybody, humble yourself, stay in love and light, and do your best to follow Dad's directives. Everybody has a connection with him. You just have to learn how to tune in. It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Right. And when I tell people, even if they can't hear, or like for me, I usually have a knowing or a feeling first. Sometimes I do hear a voice or, whatever. But let's just say you've got nothing, you've got no feedback. So you can have a one-way conversation with Daddy and ask for what you want. Just talk, 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 talk. Doesn't even matter what you say. He's going to hear you. And after a while, once you start to get quiet and listen, your abilities will get better and better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he'll show you too.
Yeah. And it might come as like a coincidental confirmation or whatever. But it's
Right.
a yeah, it's very so for those that are new and a little bit worried, just keep talking and asking and thanking and keeping in mind that you are being watched, of course, but you are a participant in a very important living game right now. And
Right.
like your actions matter, your thoughts matter.
Right. 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 Um, One more thing I'll add to that is, don't ask Daddy for something and then don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's going to show you. Now it's up to you if you're going to pay attention or not.
Yeah.
You ask Daddy for something, and then you just forget about what you asked for. The signs are right in front of you, and then you forget about you just pass by the signs, and then you're saying Daddy didn't hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like that kid with the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? He sent you 3 boats.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So
Anyway,
sometimes I'll ask for mundane things to happen. We'll joke and say the parking space. But I always say thank you for protecting my car, getting me a spot, making it easier, whatever it might be. Just thanking for the basic things that look how much we have already. Like we all want more, but look how much we have and how well we live.
right, right,
You
and
do.
where we're at with it, me and B, we
Yeah.
just go to the locations and it's a perfect spark parking spot. So
Yeah.
we already expect it,
Yeah.
and then like you said, once we get there and expect what we already knew was going to happen,
Yeah.
we thank Daddy because he showed us previously.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's
It's
awesome.
very awesome. How
Yeah.
did you know that? How did you know this? How, what, who, what, huh? What do you mean? I've been telling you for how many years?
Yeah. Yeah. So after the the chambers, when we get our new bodies and our higher consciousness, there's going to be technology released out. It might be trickled out. It doesn't matter how it's going to come out, but are we going to have lessons? Or are we going to know how to learn to use that technology?
That's a good question. And the answer is yes, because of our work. Meaning, just recently, a day or two ago, right? We enhanced everybody's know-how to operate the new stuff. And that's because Daddy told us to do it.
Awesome.
What?
Be simple.
Yeah, it'll be simple. Just like putting your cup on a piece of paper.
Okay.
That people say is a scam.
So it's not necessarily going to be mechanical technology. Like a lot of it will be, a lot of your products are well, they're non-mechanical.
Period. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Period.
So that's
right.
what it's be.
Right. Consciousness. That's what it is.
So everyone will have access to various technology as they're allowed, and they're going to have the training and information that they need. So no one has to worry about being left out. They're going to get what they need. And we just had a question about, will Canada be, included in this? What we're talking about is global. It's worldwide slash, like galaxy wide, really, slash
I'm
universe.
I'm glad that question came up, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the simple answer. When Jesus comes back, he's not the king of the United States.
Mm.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're intelligent to realize and understand what I meant by that just now.
Okay.
That being said, when I hit the excuse my French, when I hit the world stage, I'm not going to be the king of just the US. I'm going to be the king of Russia, Dubai, China, everywhere. Okay? Okay, Canada, did you hear me?
Well, we want to make sure everyone gets their question answered, right? When we can.
Well, there's also 1,000 chambers that will be spread out the entire earth.
Right.
Nobody has access to these chambers without my say so. And if all of these different places around the world wants my chambers, they're going to have to follow Daddy's rules. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm coming. Actually, I'm already here, but I'm
Yeah.
coming to the world stage where it's going to be undeniable. So I'm not worried about nothing. I never was. Daddy's always shown himself to be accurate in everything he tells me. Everything, including B. He's always accurate. So we're not worried about nothing. We are literally sitting in a room every day, commanding the entire earth and universe. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it is funny. It is funny. And we are excited about receiving our original bodies that you all think are new. So,
Original. Right. Right.
right. It's getting real, guys. It's getting real. And we are here. We are at the point. We are here. That's why you see the ships everywhere. That's why you see the news everywhere. That's why you see the cabal killing each other, just like I told you what happened. So the more they kill each other, the easier it will be for all of us to live freely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? It's happening. We are here.
Okay. In the comments, we got a question about the doctor. I believe she's Australian, that said that all diseases are basically stemming from parasites. And I want to say it's Dr. Barbara something. If anyone knows that name, will you put it in the comments? But
Well,
do you agree with that most disease comes from parasites?
I believe that's Barbara Franks. However, most disease and all disease come from sugar, processed sugar, that attracts the parasites.
Right.
One more thing. Just yesterday, Daddy had us eliminate a lot of the parasites and enhance the parasites that are beneficial for us. That was just yesterday.
We have beneficial parasites?
Yes, we do.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's just
Barbara
like
O'Neill. Barbara O'Neill is the
oh,
name.
that's the other elderly lady. But there is another one called Barbara Franks that literally
Barbara Frank.
sells. Yeah, she literally sells supplements to kill the parasites
Yeah.
too.
Okay. So you're saying that you guys just put out a command to kill the harmful parasites.
The ones that Daddy allowed us to, yes, and
That's
also rename and reestablish the beneficial ones so that people know and understand what they are and why and how they are beneficial. So expect that too, because we all know when Daddy tells us something, he shows us, don't he?
yeah. Okay. What about there's some insects, we'll say, or whatever, creatures, ticks and fleas, let's say. I can't think of any like purpose for them being here.
Because they weren't from Earth in the first
Yeah.
place. So that's why, yeah.
And actually, okay, so I never even saw a tick until about 20 years ago, ever in my life. And I was outside all the time as a kid playing around. So it's kind of like a new thing, I think. But can we take those away?
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing. The ones that Daddy allows. That's
Yay.
a. I don't know if you remember far back in the Jedi sessions, we talked about how um, we were going to reinforce all of the stuff that's natural inhabitants to Earth,
Yeah.
come out, come back, be restored, and then all the stuff that isn't natural be taken away. That's also has been happening. That's why you're seeing some of the creatures. Sorry, they don't like to be called creatures.
Yes.
That's why you're starting to see some of the beings manifest because that's stuff like that that we put energy behind happening.
Right. Okay.
So just expect a lot of things changing and stuff happening almost overnight. And you're seeing it because I'm seeing it. And
Right.
I mean, people aren't that slow. We're all seeing the shit happening
Yeah.
in live, living color.
Well, I think too, when you're not like focused like we are on what you're putting out a lot of content every day. The average person is not, their eyes aren't open. They're not watching any of this. They don't know about it. They're
Yeah,
distracted.
right. And a lot of the stuff that I do put out recently or am putting out, it's more or less for the older Jedis that been around since we started it. Because when I post some certain things, they like, yes, we worked on that. There it is.
Yeah.
So like I keep saying, the more and more participate in what we're doing and using their heart and their authentic, their honest energy,
Yeah.
manifesting some of the shit that we all want, the
Yeah.
faster it will happen.
Yeah.
And then I'll be posting things that the newer generation Jedi's are enforcing because that's what how it's happening.
Awesome.
The manifestation bracelets, rings, the new ones that I just came out, that I just made a couple months back, those things are powerful. Even the ones with the crystals, they're a next step up. They're all powerful tools to help us manifest, to help us heal others. I mean, that's what my work is about, changing the vibration of everything, everyone, everywhere. So, what happens when you put on a ring and you're on the other side of the earth? You're now vibrating higher, you're getting synced with the ring, and now you can manifest things in your area. This is strategic, by the way. And it's all done by Dad. He's telling us exactly what to do, when to do it. I'll give you another example. There was a certain group of individuals that weren't seen. Well, that's what the word was, that they weren't seen until now, so that we can address it now. We saw them the whole time. We just couldn't do nothing about them until this morning. This AM. That being said, those group of individuals were just wiped out, and they had to do with Antarctica. Okay, so things are happening. Things are happening. People have no idea what we can do, what I can do. They have no clue on the capabilities that I have. Some of them are just too busy running their mouths and don't even want to know because they're paid to do it.
Right.
Okay? So we all know this too.
Right.
I actually get a kick out of it, to be honest. Hey, motherfucker, I evaporate you right now.
That's good.
So it is what it is. It's all happening, and not everybody should be excited, especially all of us that have been putting genuine love and light energy into one of these changes because those of us that are doing it, are witnessing it.
And our efforts just assist you pushing it forward a little faster.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We know you guys are being attacked. It's a distraction. Shake it off. Let's get back to work because the world needs us.
Right.
Period.
The world does need us. And one other thing we had talked about before was the jewelry and the other holotech products that we all have. It creates an energetic grid. So it raises the vibration of whatever, our home, wherever we are, the
Right.
people around us. It creates a grid of the products are all around the world. So it's
Right.
awesome. Yeah.
Right. Right. Even 8 years back, whatever. Shit. Now 12 years back. Um, some of the Oregon pyramids that I made back in the day, they're still all around the world, and I sent those out for free, knowing what I was doing then. Okay,
Yeah.
and we know exactly where they all at, and we just boom, 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 and enhance them as I'm told to.
Right. Awesome.
We're doing lot of work, lot of work, lot of work, lot of work.
So exciting.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. I had a question. How do we know that we're in a higher dimension? Like we're bebopping along. How do we know? I mean, you've been telling us, but other than that, is there a way to tell?
Exposure, disclosure. You can see it.
Yeah. And
That's how. You,
we're not seeing people we used to see or they've disappeared or whatever. So that's like it's kind of like things are shifting and we just have to notice it.
yeah, exactly. Think about it this way. 10, 20 years ago, the stuff that you're witnessing now, it wasn't a thing. People weren't even talking about it.
Right.
Even the word conspiracy theory that was created by the CIA.
Right.
Now we know that everything is a conspiracy fact.
Right.
Okay, you 10, 20 years ago, aliens aren't real, UFOs aren't real. Now look, they're everywhere. Okay, so the only way that was possible is because we are raising in dimensions.
Right.
And we are in the seventh dimension already. Don't listen to what people are telling you. We're still in the third. We're going into the fifth. Man, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's a lot of new age disinformation or spiritual disinformation.
CIA, disinformation, yes.
Yeah.
That's why certain people that I've already said was CIA is CIA.
Right.
Okay?
So that being said, the other day we had August 8th was the Lionsgate event, and all the spiritual people were flipping out about the vibration, the portal was opening. Like, what do you believe any of that? Like, is there something to that or not?
Uh, no.
No. Okay, just one word. Okay. Well, because like
You're
literally,
you're yeah, you're about to see the real Lions Gate. When I open up the portal here in Destin and all my feet come in.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Okay.
I'm the lion and that's my fucking gate. Okay?
Well, everybody's got these meditations and these activations and DNA activation. And of course, there's usually a fee involved. And then I was like, wow, like I've never been called to do any of that. Like,
Well, why you think daddy doesn't allow me to charge for healings? Because, it's not right.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm allowed to benefit off of is my products. I also got the free frequencies, the hollows for free. You don't have to pay me at all. And you're still going to receive the benefits, right? This is a known fact. Known fact. So the only thing I'm allowed to benefit off of is my products, which is why
Right.
I'm constantly creating new products because unfortunately, the way the world is run right now, we have to pay certain bills and get certain things accomplished
Right.
for that so that we can actually have these devices that are spreading around the world.
Right.
So it's if I can do it for free, I would. However, I can't right now. Right now. Or should I say yet?
Yes. Gonna be fun. All right. Um, are all royals royal in every timeline or incarnation?
Only the real ones.
Okay. So, in other words, not the ones that have taken over thrones and stuff here on Earth, the ones that are galactic, we'll say.
No, only the real ones. Only the ones chosen by daddy.
Ah,
Yeah, only the real ones because there's a lot of royals that claim they're royals and claim this and claim that, but they were murdered, identity theft, like John says. I mean,
yeah.
Johnny Boy.
You don't call him
So,
John John.
right. So, um, that only those are real.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so because through those interviews, we're learning how stolen identity is so prevalent and how it works. It's something I didn't know way back when.
Right. Did y'all see the video I posted with Kim Clement saying that the America will have a economic boom with the what was it called through the car industry or some shit like that. Do you remember that video?
I don't. I mean,
Okay, well I'll refind it and I'll post it. But you remember when I was talking about the device that I'm going to make, like the Black Panther movie, where you put it on the dashboard and it will take care of everything.
right.
Don't matter if your car's electric, don't matter if your car's gas, don't matter none of that shit. Once you put this device on the dashboard, it consciously takes over your vehicle, syncs with your body, and you control it just as such, right? The same way you hit the gas, the same way you hit the brake, the same way you turn the radio off, it's all done consciously, right?
Yeah. That's it?
It's already being made.
Wow. Wow. That sounds incredible.
Now, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
That's
So,
funny.
between, despite all the chaos that's happening around us and around the world, I'm still producing the things Daddy wants me to produce to change the world.
Right.
So,
That's fabulous.
yes, it is.
So that'll work with any vehicle, I would assume, boats.
Any vehicle, it don't matter.
Awesome.
Any
Awesome.
vehicle, any vehicle.
That's going to change the world. Just that one little thing will change the world for the better.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. We already changed in the world. We have already changed the world, period. This is going to catapult it. Just like when all of the tools and devices that I already put out, right? Like the $5 crystal that got petalum in it, right? Because that's what she said, didn't she? Right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. The
So
interview.
so right. So that when that shit kicks on, it's already on by the way. But when it really kicks on and then it starts glowing all by itself like it's already doing,
Yeah.
when the source cube is fully lit and you can see that shit from a mile away, we're gonna see how much people got to say then, huh? What do you think is powering all my spacecrafts? You think they go plug themselves in the fucking wall? Jesus Christ.
That's good. That is good.
So yeah, actually, look, this is the frame and the crystal. So you see the gray part is the frame, and then that's where the crystal's at.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like this, like an iPhone.
Yeah.
Well, you set it, and forget it. Bow. Never have to refuel, never have to recharge.
Now let's assume you get those pronto. Are they going to be operational right away, or will they?
Yes, yes, and I'm telling all of y'all right now, including those government three-letter agencies that are watching right now. I'm telling all of y'all.
Wow, that's a world changer right there.
Okay, that's one of my middle names.
All right. That's good.
uh,
That's good.
I know. Y'all just love me. I know.
It's so awesome. That is so awesome.
I love me too.
And I think really, again, there's so many things that set you apart, but you are creating, you are expanding. The earth is expanding, like it's expansion, it's
Yeah.
change, positive change, of course.
Yeah, yeah. And we got a couple more of these videos to do before other things kick into gear where I won't have time. So um, we're just going to keep doing what Daddy tells us to do.
All right. All
I
right.
mean, I won't have time, but I'll be doing them. I'll be
Yeah.
doing more of these. It's just everything else around me will change
All right. All right.
for
Well,
all of us too.
it's going to be so. All right. We're just going to proceed. Because my next question is when.
Stop them! Stop them! Stop them!
Right, right. So funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the secret space program doing now? Are they assisting you?
Well, we've commandeered them. The ones that think they're in control down here aren't. Some of the stuff that they're asking the secret space program to do aren't happening because we're the ones that are in control of that too.
Yeah.
Um, so that being said, everybody's on a standby because they don't know what Daddy wants me to do next, and they don't want to get caught in the crossfire.
Right. Okay.
Now, how accurate was that, B? True. So
All right. Good. Good to know. So they're not hindering at all.
no, they there comes a point in your life when you realize you just can't do a motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
Some of them love me and some of them just hate me for no reason at all, by the way. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is
Wow.
what it is. I still love them too. People were brought up in a way where they thought that's how things were. So we have to crack them too, and some of them we have to do it in a not so nice way where they fully understand that they have to stand down.
Right.
So that's what's happening. You got big spaceships out there, big crafts out there, and they're flying around, and they can't do nothing about them.
I'm
What do
just
you?
envisioning them with plug-in cords. How twisted up they get out there. Yeah.
Right. So, um, at the end of the day, they are following orders. The orders are coming from Daddy. They're coming from me. and then the different groups that are watching and listening are given the orders. So everybody involved don't fully understand that they're coming from me,
Yeah.
but they are.
Okay. Right. So they may be trickled down and say they're commanding officer or whatever, but it's really your.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Exactly. So it's kind of like their system, the Cabal system. They had the pyramid stuff going on. Well, that's what ours is too. I mean, they copied everything we do.
Yeah.
Who do you think is on the top of the pyramid? It's that, right? So then we got everybody else underneath,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And not like 3, 4, 5 levels down, they all don't know who the top guy is. They just know they're following orders.
Yeah.
So all we did was take our system back and then show them how it's really done, how it's supposed to be done. So that's why we're taking everything back that Daddy created. And they used harm. They use it in a way to their symbolism and all that. Daddy created a goat, but they use it in a harmful way, like a bad way. So anyway, what's next?
Yeah. Okay. Question about Jedis. There's Jedis that don't know they're Jedis out there. There's people that are doing good out in the world. They don't know about you yet. And they're also doing missions in their sleep, I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
there's even some that will come along who won't necessarily believe right away because they're
right.
so used to doing things on their own. They're so
Yeah.
used to following their own instincts, right? But also that's Daddy.
Yeah.
So those are going to find out not so hard, but they're going to find out. Oh shit, he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
Eventually, everybody will be on the same page, like I keep saying.
Right. And I know you said there was, I don't remember the number, like 2.5, 2.8 million Jedis out there right now, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously we don't have that on our channel. Yeah.
You'd be surprised on how many people we got following that's not being shown. So
Yeah. All right. So, but these Jedis, once they know about you, will they all come to Destin or, I mean, obviously they're going to be spread around the earth and out in the galaxy as time goes by, but will they all pretty much gather in Destin at one point?
yes, ma'am.
That's going to be fun.
Well, you're talking about the new capital of
Yeah.
Earth, where everything happens, including the Galactic Embassy. Very first one will be here. It'll be in the open, and you'll be able to travel from it. So, yes, everybody will eventually migrate here that Daddy wants here, and those that don't, those that aren't supposed to be here will go away.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of people that are doing good out there. They don't know about you, but they're doing their thing. They're being guided and they're following that guidance. So they're good people. And we want them on our side, obviously. Um,
Yeah, and some of them are on our side without realizing they're on our side.
yeah,
So it's a win-win for us.
yeah, exactly. Is it important for us to know our galactic heritage now? Like a lot of us have come from different planets okay, it doesn't matter. We're gonna figure that out.
It does not matter one iota,
All
not
right,
at all, because we are all from Daddy.
all right. All right. A
Not
lot
that
of
hard.
people are curious and they're asking questions about it. And it's like, you're going to find out sooner or later, but it doesn't really matter. It's just fun.
No, it does not really. It don't really matter, and here's
Yeah.
why. You are from the creator, right? You're from Dad. Dad created you.
Yeah.
That being said, he created everything in the universe, and you had multiple lives, multiple. So for you yourself to just, how you say, what's the word that they use? Gravitate to this specific group
Yeah.
is I wouldn't say stupid, but it's kind of like no,
Yeah.
because you were multiple beings throughout the centuries, throughout the billions and trillions of years. It's cool. Like, I'm not going to knock you for it. It's cool because you can, whatever, right? However, we are from that. We are consciousness, energetic beings that constantly incarnate throughout the universe billions of times. That's
Right,
why I'm the oldest one, because I was the first one.
right.
Uh,
So, so we've incarnated in these other cultures, other planets, other lives, so that we learn more. Is that the reason why we've done it? So we
Bingo.
learn. Yeah.
Right. Some of you guys were bad at one point. Some of you guys were, whatever it is at one point.
Yeah.
However, we're all a part of the thing called life and evolution and learning, because that's what Daddy created us for, to learn, to help, to grow, to expand, blah, 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 blah. So, that being said, we are, I got some updates coming in. We are, what do you call it? We are beings of light that, um, we are beings of light. Hold on. I'm waiting for some major updates, and they're asking me where the hell I'm at.
Ah,
But it's cool. We are energetic beings that consciously incarnate for our experience, for our learning, and for our next missions.
right,
That being said, once we are done here on Earth, then we open up to the rest of the universe, and we start to travel back and forth and clean up other places that are not so difficult as Earth. And if you feel if yeah, if you feel like you're a if you feel like you're gravitating to a certain group, you're actually going to get to meet that group in your physical form now, or however you appear when you come out of the chamber. So expect that, because that's what's going to happen. And then when you do go to that area, then you'll find out more about who you were, if you were there, or when you were there. When you were there, or if you were there, right? Because a lot of it is hearsay by other people who think they're psychic and they're telling you certain things that aren't true.
yeah,
So if I were y'all, I would just wait and let's see.
yeah. Were we ever animals or plants in another incarnation?
No, because that's a separate kingdom.
Okay, cool. I feel like we're at a good resting spot if you've got stuff coming in, like that's important. Um,
Yes, we are at a nice resting spot, so I can handle business.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, and I will compile more questions for the next time. Really
Oh,
excited.
they said hello, by the way, too.
Who did?
We'll talk later on.
Okay, thanks so much.